All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking how African families can completely reframe cryptocurrency, moving it from a quick hustle into a serious, long-term asset class. We're taking a deep dive into an incredible source that maps out a strategic, long-term playbook for everyday people. We are stepping far away from the hype of day trading and instead focusing on something so much more powerful, building lasting financial foundations.
So ask yourself this. What if the digital assets you're carefully investing in today could actually benefit your great-grandchildren tomorrow? That's really the core question we're answering today. And honestly, it requires a total shift in perspective. You see, the marathon of generational wealth is built through consistent decisions made over long periods of time. Today, we're looking at exactly how crypto fits into that centuries-old equation.
Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. The true meaning of wealth, 2. Crypto's role in Africa, 3. Safe and strategic investing, 4. Empowering families and communities, and finally, 5. Your crypto legacy plan.
Kicking things off with part 1, the true meaning of wealth.
We've got to start by clearing up a really common misconception. Having a high income? That doesn't automatically mean you have wealth. Think of it like this. Income is just the water flowing from the tap, but wealth is the water you actually manage to capture and store in the tank. If you're spending everything that comes in or, keeping up expensive habits that drain your accounts, you're just accumulating liabilities. Real wealth builders are hyper-focused on acquiring assets that put money back into their pockets or increase in value over time.
And that brings us to the ultimate goal, generational wealth. This isn't just some trendy buzzword. It's the ultimate objective because it completely breaks the cycle of every single generation in a family having to start from zero. Imagine your kids and their kids beginning life with assets, education, and opportunities already set up for them. It literally changes a family's trajectory forever.
Moving on to part 2, crypto's role in Africa. So where exactly does crypto fit into the current economic landscape in Africa? Well, it's not just about speculation here. It's actively solving massive real-world problems. I mean, when double-digit inflation is eating away at the purchasing power of your local currency, digital assets step in as a way to preserve that value. And when traditional banks are demanding minimum balances and endless paperwork, crypto offers real financial inclusion. You literally just need a smartphone and an internet connection to access borderless transfers and global markets. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Isn't crypto incredibly risky? Well, for those who get anxious about the wild price swings we see in the news, stablecoins are an absolute game changer. They give you a way to anchor your value while still utilizing blockchain technology. Because they're designed specifically to maintain a stable price, they're fantastic for saving digitally or sending money internationally, completely skipping the fear of your portfolio dropping 20% overnight. All right, let's get into part 3, safe and strategic investing. Now that we see the value, we need a strategy to protect and grow these assets. First things first, you've got to protect your harvest. Hot wallets are great for everyday spending, super convenient on your phone or browser. But cold wallets, those are your offline vaults for serious wealth. If we're talking about long-term generational holding, keeping your significant assets completely offline is absolutely crucial to protect them from the vast majority of online threats and hacks. Okay, so your vault is secure. How do you actually build the wealth? Honestly, forget trying to time the market. Use dollar cost averaging instead. Think of it as consistently planting small seeds over time. You completely remove fear and greed from your decisions. It really doesn't matter if the market is up or down. You just invest your set amount, say $20 a month, like clockwork. Over years and decades, that consistency, mixed with the magic of compounding, builds a massive advantage without the stress of daily chart watching. And your wealth doesn't just have to sit there doing nothing. You can use strategies like staking to put your assets to work. By locking up your crypto to help secure a blockchain network, you actually earn rewards. You're literally planting your digital seeds to harvest passive income while you wait. And when you reinvest those rewards, boom, you trigger compounding again, significantly speeding up your long-term wealth creation. Which leads us to part 4, empowering families and communities. Because true wealth isn't built in total insulation, right? It thrives in a supportive, educated ecosystem. There's a quote from our source material that I absolutely love. People can often achieve more together than they can individually. It perfectly bridges the gap between modern blockchain networks and traditional African cooperative societies. For generations, communities have pooled resources.
Blockchain doesn't replace those traditions, it just supercharges them with global reach and complete transparency.
By jumping into these tools together, communities can pool funds for cooperative investments and really spread vital financial literacy. Just imagine local businesses suddenly tapping into global customers, or a neighborhood securely pooling funds on the blockchain to invest in larger assets that benefit everyone. It builds an incredibly powerful culture of mutual support and collaboration.
But here's the catch. All this financial growth means absolutely nothing if the next generation isn't ready for it. We have to teach our kids about delayed gratification and digital safety. Think about it. If you hand over a complex digital portfolio to an heir who doesn't understand basic money management or cybersecurity, that wealth is just going to evaporate. Passing down the knowledge is literally just as critical as passing down the assets themselves.
And that brings us to our final section, Part 5, Your Crypto Legacy Plan. We have to make sure our hard work outlives us. So here's a heavy but super important question. What happens to your digital wealth if you're no longer around? Unlike a traditional bank, if you don't have a plan in the crypto world, your passwords literally die with you. That wealth just disappears. There's no customer service hotline to call to retrieve a lost recovery phrase. Listen closely to this. If you're going to be your own bank, you have to be your own estate planner too.
You need a concrete digital inheritance plan. Start by making a secure asset inventory so your family even knows what exists. Then secure your recovery phrases offline and write crystal clear instructions on how to access them. But beyond the technical stuff, you've got to communicate your vision. What is this money actually for? Establish a family wealth mission so the next generation understands the purpose of the wealth, not just where the passwords are hidden.
To wrap up this entire philosophy, a true legacy stands on three main pillars: the financial assets you've accumulated, the knowledge to actually manage and grow them, and the values to protect them. If even one of those pillars is missing, long-term success gets incredibly fragile. Money alone is never enough. It takes wisdom and purpose to make it last.
Generational wealth isn't a sprint, it's a relay race. And that marathon starts right now with education, solid planning, and secure, consistent habits. So I'll leave you with this thought to mull over. What legacy will you begin building today? And what steps will you take right now to change your family's trajectory for the next 100 years?